Hello viewers. Hello viewers. So hopefully you can hear me okay, and we're going to start a stream today on Ride 3. So it's for our first time doing a newish game on a stream rather than obviously some of the stuff that's already out and the retro stuff recently, which makes a bit of a change. I'm going to go into this and do a bit of gameplay and see how we get on today. I haven't prepared a structure. I'm just going to play it and see how we get on. So, and I haven't turned off the music, which means this won't be monetized or anything like that, but I think it's important that we have the music as part of the actual feel of it. If you have questions, do pop them in the chat and also pop them on the thread on the forum as well, because I can always get back to those later as well. And I just bring up the chat and oh, okay. So just continue, don't know what that means. Okay, never mind. I always look at things like that and think, oh goodness, does that mean I have to go through a million options and just change the screen for a minute, right? Okay. Oh, and my controller stopped working for a moment. Brilliant! Brilliant, what better way to start a stream. Now I'll be straight back, viewers, as it's just run out of power and it's not even told me. Right, back. Okay, so let's get the show on the road if we can. I have two power cables. Hopefully one of these will work and then we'll be good to go. Typical. Start the stream. First thing that happens is your controller dies without a battery warning, which is lovely. Give it a bit of music to keep you company for a moment. Now please work. This is not the official cable because I can't find it, which is typical. My house is full of cables. Relief, relief. Let's just do a quick mode. Let's just do a quick race for no reason. And then we can just get into something. Look, lots of tracks. Chat isn't working. Nothing is working. Let's try and refresh the chat. And chat is working. Right. So lots of new tracks. Now some of these might have been in Ride 2, but I didn't play much Ride 2 because that was mainly Kevin's focus. at the time. So lots of tracks I can't remember that were probably in the first one. And Road America, Alton Park, that'd be challenging. Look at all these circuits. Wow, what a selection. What a selection. I'm just going to have a quick look at Monza, because I know Monza, and we'll do it in the sun just to kick off, so that I don't just fall off my bike. We're just going to start a quick race. We'll go through all the other stuff in a career shortly. This is the what is this? This is the gold edition was playable from yesterday. Was it really? I was informed that it was released today, actually. Originally this game was due out on Friday. Then it was brought forward that the digital release was today, and now it's here. Oh, the music sounds like it's skipping a bit, doesn't it? My camera's a bit low today. It's just where it's set up slightly different, because of course if I move my steering wheel, you've got a big steering wheel in your way, so I'm just trying to avoid that in terms of the view. Bit of music. Right, let's see how we get on. Running here on an Xbox One X. I'll turn down the volume. I can actually hear myself think. Nice lighting effect on the mirror there, catching a little bit of sunlight. Michele Coletti on the inside there. Well, Michele, imminently you're going to eat my shoulder. Don't know where the braking is. Oh no, Michele's pulled away from me. The analog working well for me there in terms of control. The braking as well has a bit of depth to it, so I'm braking a little bit earlier than perhaps I need to. But, I'm at least trying to get the bike into the corners. Nothing worse than just having a bike understeering all the way through a corner. Those two battling, nice. Now, what are the buttons? Let's not change view. I'll find out what the buttons are in a moment. Let's just do some riding. Now, once we're on a straight, I'm going to do something quite risky in a moment. Let's see if I can navigate around my chat. Where's the braking point? Obviously this isn't a top spec bike, so it's not going to be as quick as your Into Parabolica. Let's see if... Oh no, didn't do that. Typical. As soon as I change hands... There, right, we have chat. I can see your chat now, that's good. You can see what I was doing. Got the power a bit too quickly there. Just be a bit more progressive on the initial exit. Rotate the rider. Skewing off the racing line a bit there, but oh, you see, that's what I was talking about braking a bit too early. I was braking a bit later then, and I had to account for the additional speed, so now I can see some chat about the shadows. there's some interesting shadows going on here and there around the bike itself. Certainly this bike on this circuit sort of lacks a bit of a feeling speed. Oh, missed the apex entirely then. I got put off by somebody coming up me from behind. It happens in biking. There's leaves. There's particles. Oh. What did I hit then? Oh, that's the reverse view. What is that? Oh, no, that's the rewind. What does this button do? We're just going to press some different buttons here so we can find the... Ah, there's a view change. It does feel very sedate at the moment, not as shaky and as intense as I perhaps would have liked in terms of the feeling. So if you were on a real bike at these sorts of speeds, you would really feel it. So this is the helmet cam, I see. What was the other one? The other one was more of a muffled sound effect here. So this is the helmet cam. I can just see a portion of it around the top edge of the screen. That's why it's a bit more muffled. The muffled sound effects are nice. There's a certain authenticity there. So we just need to beat this guy now. And what are we on? Third lap. And then I guess we'll take a look at the options. And then we'll go into the career mode. And see some of what's contained within. Nice and early on the power there. Yeah, a bit too wide. So coming parabolica for the final time, and that will conclude this race, and then we'll get into the game proper. Didn't get on the power nearly soon enough then, but that's alright, final corner. We're okay. Race over. Cool, we're up 4th place. Let's have a look at the replay. Out of the replay, while I look at the chat and see your chat. So there we are. Bikes in action. Going into turn 1. Looking at the boards there, I'm braking just after the 100, give or take. Or just around 100, a bit too early. Lost a few positions. Bit of a jostle around turn 1. I'm trying to keep on the outside to not get mixed up in it all. Find a bit of space through that first chicane and then you're underway. Now let's go through here. We've got an LED gamer in the room. Hello Nelly. He'll be pushing the limits of technology, no doubt. I see the shadows thing that some of you guys are talking about there. Obviously you see it more in the replays than you do in the actual game. It's something that's probably been done for optimization. It won't, I would expect it to be less apparent on the PC version. If you can afford the PC, afford the right sort of PC. And let's see. Pressing up on the inside there, and the battle in the midfield. So, camera shots. We've gone for video game cameras rather than real life cameras. That's a shame. I was hoping for a bit more dynamic camera work. So replays wise, it's all right. It's alright, it's not great. I think it'd been great to have had the proper TV cameras. I think if you watched the F1 esports recently, something that was great about it was the fact that it uses, and you can see the shadow there suddenly appear, can't you? It's definitely causing a strange look to the bikes as it appears and disappears. That's a LOD issue in some respects, it's optimization, but in other respects it's something they need to change the way that works. So it changes a lot and then you end up with no shadow. So remember guys, this is sort of day 1 release. There's probably going to be a patch on Friday. I mean, I've not had a day 1 patch yet, but no doubt there's always a day 1 patch. So let's see what happens. Try not to. Oh, we can have a look at. Can we? Just having a look at photo mode here, and we can just take a look at the detail on the bike model and the rider. I'll go through when I'm not on a stream. I'll have a look on. Because I don't find taking photographs when you're on a stream, it can be an incredibly boring thing for people watching. But I just wanted to. Nice that you can actually see the material here and there as well. That's cool. Now, is there any kind of lighting effects or palettes? Interesting. Okay, so nice detail on the lodge, but I don't know where the. Probably tell me in the game somewhere. Let's see. X. Okay, so you've got various different effects here. This is interesting in the sense that. Making much difference, is it? It's nice, gives it a bit more. Could do with a bit more contrast anyway, I think is standard. Interesting, and then we have filters. Change the effect of the filter as well. Oh, I see, and then we've got the different effects filters for the different types of bikes. I wouldn't say there's enough there in terms of the scratches and stuff. It could do with a little bit more in the way of effects around the side. So then you can take, once you've prepared your lighting arrangement, you can then it's nice that it runs at 60 frames even in the photo mode here, which is nice and smooth. So many photo modes suddenly drop the frame rate. How do we, bear with me. Okay, so that's fine. I mean, we're interesting. Right. Well, thanks for bearing with me, viewers. And I just have a look at the photo mode here, and that's interesting. So now, how do we actually? Okay. So let's get out of that. Okay. We'll have a look at that later. I'm going to go into that later, sort of off stream, and just muck around with lots of photographs. So, time attack or drag race. We'll do a drag race right now. I don't know why, but drag race just doesn't appeal to me personally. But in real life, it's different. I've got my riders. You can customize your rider now and stuff like that. All standard details. Obviously, I'm new to the game, so you can change all your information and what he wears and stuff like that there. An award showcase. I don't have any awards. And lots of other stuff that we'll explore. So let's go into career.
You're about to embark on an adventure. A journey into a world of passion, emotions, and challenge. You'll ride the most beautiful motorcycles ever created. These bikes are so incredible that they sometimes transcend their mechanical nature and reveal a soul worthy of the best riders. They hold inside the dreams and ideas of their creators, and their hearts of steel speak to our very instincts. Speed, style, adrenaline, or pleasure, whatever your nature, if you've come here, you belong to this world. Everything you've ever dreamt of is here before you, and no matter your goal, here you'll find the perfect companion to reach it. Welcome to the heart of your passion. Welcome to Ride 3.
Ride 3. Brum brum. There we are then. So, I'm just being asked there, Nellie's asking, am I playing in performance or quality mode? I'm playing in performance mode. So, if you're playing quality mode, you might have those shadows, no problem. Wow. Oh my goodness. That's a lot of races. Wow, okay. Well, let's get stuck in then. Okay. Let's get stuck in a race one.
We believe the value of a motorcycle can't be measured, but performance points will help gauge its potential on the track.
Purchasing a bike. There we have it then. Ready to go. Lovely graphical detail. In my house. Yes. Yeah. This is Xbox One X version. running in performance mode. So like Forza Horizon 4, you've got a standard, well, a graphical mode or a performance mode. For me, frame rate is always key, so I'd rather sacrifice a shadow here and there for a bit of frame rate. For me, it just adds more in terms of smoothness, feeling of speed, feeling of detail in the handling. Brands Hatch then, here we go. So I'm gonna, Kevin is currently reviewing this game, so he's been playing this for a few days, really sort of getting into it. Let's have a look at race option. Let's go into bike settings first. Okay, so we can control lots of things here. I'm not going to get into any of that yet because we just want to race at the moment. Race options. Let's do 70. We'll do 70. We don't want to lose every single race, do we? Just when we're starting. Aid on. They don't have semi-pro now. We're not going to change any of this yet until I've done a few races. Okay. So let's just try medium. These are all the guys that are racing. Okay. Right. Well, let's just race. Let's just race and see how we get on. Way through here nicely. It looks like, are we on the GP track? We are. We're on the GP circuit. Not the Indy circuit. Oh, we're on the Indy circuit. No, couldn't see what was winding around there, so I was braking a bit too much for the GP circuit, so I wasn't certain there. Now, obviously, the bikes are going to get quicker and quicker and quicker, and as you get quicker, you'll be more and more on the edge in terms of your speed. And I'll turn off more assists and we'll see how the bike moves around more once I've got into the feeling of braking points and quite hitting the apex as I would like there. And a bit wide there, I just wanted to avoid that guy. I can imagine a lot of bikers now saying, goodness, if you did that at Brands Hatch, you would be staying on your bike. You know, the one thing that, so let's talk about audio for a second. One thing that's missing from the sound there, I felt, was there's no wind sound effect. I know it's a thing, but there's a lot of wind and there's a lot of bumps. And you're not getting that the bumps and the feeling of just wind coming at you. It's a whole wall of just rush. Besides the heaving G-forces that are on you. Okay, let's continue. It's a quick one. We're just going to work our way through some of these beginner. Obviously, the races will start slower, and we'll build our way up to more and more difficult races, and we'll have a look at a couple of single races as well. So that's done. Let's do this one. see now. Star Fox is asking for cockpit view. I did a bit a minute ago. You know, we'll see a bit of cockpit view as well. We'll see a bit more of it in a moment, and we're gonna try some different views and see. There was the muffled. Obviously, we had the muffled audio, which was really nice in the cockpit view there. All right, let's just get stuck in. Let's go. We'll do a little bit of cockpit. I'll do the first lap on board, and then we'll change to a cockpit cam. I don't know where I'm going on the circuit because I don't know the circuit at all, so bear with me. Oh, I know this circuit. This is in iRacing. Goodness. Right, okay. As you can see, I'm a little bit wobbly on my helmet cam. It's good riding like this, not as comfortable. Oh, goodness. And that means we're going to have a restart. Yep, no rewind for me. That was nice, wasn't it? Bit of on board. And we go back to behind the bike. Right, let's just try and win this. And then we'll try some more helmet cam, I promise. Oh wow, a bit more braking there than I anticipated. Come on, get on the power quicker, quicker. I'm trying to brake too late. So frustrating. More speed. Go on. Elbow, elbow. Have some of that. Slow on the power there. So it's like a double corner really. Oh, this is not going well for me. That going off earlier is not going well. Made the same mistake there as well. Recovery drive to second place. I think it shows actually if I just hung in there and not gone off, I would have won that. But rank is increasing. That's so frustrating. Let's carry on. see. Let's try this again. So, Jay Crawls is saying, still love Ride 2 better. I watched a lot of Ride 3 videos, but only audio is better. I'm disappointed. Let's see what other comments you've got. There's a conversation going on there, but I haven't got all of it. Yeah, I think helmet cam's quite low. It still doesn't pop up enough when you're under braking. Vallelunga. Okay, so I've driven Vallelunga as well in real life. Great circuit. It's high speed. First section, sweeping out the final corner, down the straight. Great speed you get through there. I won't really know what speed on board here. Oh, we're doing a small short circuit. I haven't done this one, that's it. Down there. Of course, that's available in a Assetto Corsa as well. And this is where the Assetto Corsa developers are actually based, which is near Rome. One thing I learned is if you ever go to Italy, don't drive in Rome. It really is. I think the cab journey to this circuit was probably, well, for me, one of the tensest journeys I've ever had in my life. I literally thought, I've been in race cars round tracks at ludicrous speeds of racing drivers who are mucking around. Nothing prepares you for a cab driver in Rome. Wow, we're talking precision driving on the edge. This guy's going to do me under braking for sure, because I don't know. Okay, we've got on the inside. He's moving around a lot, isn't he? Too slow around there. Slow again. Okay. So we have to concentrate a bit more there, just because that circuit was a bit tricky. I find that I'm struggling a bit with my braking distances and controlling the bike through the corner, but that will all come with practice. Every bike in this game is so different. When you get onto a new bike, it's completely different so far in terms of the style. Okay, we'll have a little look more at the cockpit cams when we're on another circuit. Ooh, what's this one then? Circuits I don't know. I'll have enough money to buy a new bike soon. We'll check with assists on and off. We'll do a bit of the career, everybody, and then we'll have some mucking around in terms of crashes and other modes and assists on and off, and we'll get an idea on traction and bike wobbling and all that sort of fun stuff. I think the bike's very solid and planted, and that's obviously partially down to some of the assists, so I will reduce them as we go on. At the moment though, let's just learn a few circuits and get our head around. Oh goodness me, almost wasn't very planted then, was it? This is a nice looking circuit, it has to be said. I got a bit confused as to the direction of the circuit then. Lots of chicanes on this track. It's complex. Did all that wrong, didn't I? It's a much slower corner than I anticipated. Okay, we're gradually learning the course then. So let's see if we can put a better lap together. This goes right on the racing line, typical. Slow on the power there. Typical final lap, and he gets the run on there. Damn. Got a bit more speed. Damn, he slipped past, but I did enjoy that course. That was a very cool track. I like that track. Is that a track from gravel? Do you know, I have no idea. I can't remember. Again, Kevin, we play so many racing games that it all becomes a blur. I need to get a new light, by the way. I know it's very yellow at the moment. There is going to be a white light. You'd think it was night time, wouldn't you? It's so dark. The days are so dingy. Oh yeah, that last corner, basically that second to last corner, you've got to take it much slower. I was trying to find how early I could get on the power. Squirted too soon, and if you do that on the bike, you're just out in the wilderness, aren't you? You can't get on the power for the next bend. Angelo says, remembers racing with VVV back in Forza 2. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, back then I was an esports player and we were an esport team, and we practiced a lot on Forza 2. Forza Motorsport 2, they launched with a demo of Magello, which we played a lot, and then proceeded to dominate a lot of scoreboards at the time, and many of our players are still in esports today, playing in all the major tournaments. Okay, let's see how we get on here then. So this is a time trial challenge then. Right, I wasn't even looking then. Alright, here we go then. I didn't even look at the circuit. Right. Let's see. Oh goodness, no, that's not the right speed. We can go quicker through there. Where am I going? Okay. I didn't see that off-road. Do you know what? Let's just start this again. I wasn't even concentrating there. Paul's asking, how does this feel compared to MotoGP 18? Just with the few minutes I played, I can't compare it yet, purely because I haven't ridden a bike that's even remotely sort of similar to an extent enough to... Okay, wow, I didn't even see that corner. Wow, that is a corner, isn't it? What a circuit! This is slightly different to the open sort of flat curved GP track we just ran across. Let's see if we can find a better time here. And straighten the bike up as much as we can. We'll try and carry some speed through here. Alright, offline, it's okay, we got away with it. And we're not going to get away with that. Never mind. Right, let's just try one more time, guys. One more time. Right. Learning this circuit, I've just got to find the braking point for this really tricky blind corner. So let's get this line through here right. It's a slightly later apex than I was aiming for before. And then braking straight away. Still not braking early enough. Aiming for the blind crest. And then down there. A bit lower. Again, aiming for a mid apex. And that should get us a bit of run. So let's try that again now then. Slightly trickier course to learn this one. Slight hesitation there, that would have lost a bit of time. Better run then. Done. So learning the corners gradually is a slightly trickier task. And we'll continue. And my critical opinion, once I've played this quite a bit, I'll put together an opinion on the different bikes and the feeling. Kevin will be writing his detailed review, and he's played this for many hours. And then I will, what will I do? I will do a team chat with Kevin, and we'll go through this in much more critical detail in terms of what we think of it, and that should probably be done in the next 2 or 3 days, something like that. We'll be up next week at the very latest. Pavan's asking which game this is. Ride 3, running on Xbox One X here. It's released digitally today, as I understand, on PlayStation, Xbox. It'll be released physical copies on Friday. So, right, stuck in Nürburgring. Nürburgring. See how we get on. Oh, hang on a minute. It's the same thing. I've done this. Why is it sending me? So that was a Nürburgring. I've already done that though. What's a different objective? Oh well, let's just restart and just see if that's different to what I've already done, because I thought I went on to the next race. If it is the same one, we'll skip this and go on to the next one. you know, I didn't recognise the circuit actually. I thought they're Nürburgring looking curves. Let's just check if it's that's what I've already done. Thought I'd go on to the next one there. Sorry about that, guys. Bit of rock. No race. This place. Second place. Done. And that's everything. That's everything in that cup done. So if we win these 2 races, we unlock that bike. Okay, I'm not going to do that now. Let's move on to this one. Okay, so what do we got in this then? Cadwell Park. Right, I'll be straight back, guys, and then we'll start a little bit of this next session of races. Hang in there. Straight back. Right, headphones on, ready to race. Now let's just make sure we've got set up here, and then we'll be ready to go. Okay, some good circuits in this, isn't there? I mean, lots to learn. You know, a lot of these circuits I don't know. Right, let's get on with this. I'll put my legs somewhere. So, just avoid my pedals. Of course, in the next few days, actually, I can put the camera on here. You guys will be able to see the let's see. So I'll just turn it on. So this here is actually in the way of the camera, but you'll see this is the new Fanatic wheel I'll be testing on F1 with all the light displays and everything in the next few days. So you'll see a video coming on that, but we'll wind that back upside down again and turn that off. And there we are. And we'll look at that in a few days. So, okay, Cadwell Park. Now this is going to be a very challenging circuit because of the twisty bit up the hill towards the end. When you get it right, it's an incredible rush, but start race. So I've got game options. Okay, that's fine. So I've just turned. Oh wow! Everybody's having a little bit of a fight there, aren't they? Just turned down that traction control. I didn't realise that was on full. I thought we'd done traction control low. Now we're up to speed. Oh, what a moving and jostling in the field there. We go around these back corners on the power. Down the straight. Bike games. Let's talk about bike games. If you could tell me what are your favourite bike games? And everybody tell me what are your favourite bike games and why. Oh, wobbling around. These junior classes. We're not wearing orange bibs. Where's our orange bibs? Right. So let's carry on. It is jolly lucky when I play all these new racing games. Quite luckily, I have actually either driven or know a lot of these circuits, but they're still completely different in each game. They always look a bit different. The lighting in this game is a little bit, well, it's not very sharp. It's kind of dated in its look, surprisingly, and I can't quite put my finger on what it is, but I am going to look at it in more detail. This is the bit where we need to concentrate. Imagine doing that on a bike at speed. I've seen guys do this, and the rush is unbelievable. Not using all the circuit there, so loads more time to find on these laps. By the way, there's nothing stellar about these laps. Where I'm braking here at all. I know some of you, I can feel it, are going to be thinking helmet cam, Alan, but what about the helmet cam? Onboard bike. I know this track will be good. Shall we just try it for a second? We'll just try it. At the risk of losing the race, we'll show a little bit of onboard because this section is a bit more of a rush. Oh, I struggled so much with this view, but I've got a bit of a lead, so strange how it says race over before you reach the finish line, because you'd think you could just let go of the controller. There we are. Okay, you're getting a few achievements in the bag as well. Charlie's asking, is Northwest 200 and Ulster Grand Prix tracks in the game? They are. They are indeed. We'll get to them, no doubt, as we work through our classes. As is Macau. If you guys haven't seen it yet, Macau is in the game now as well. Now, Star Fox says he likes Tourist Trophy, GP bikes, MX bikes, MX Sim, Road Rash. That's a good selection there. Tourist Trophy, obviously, amazing. Polyphony have never gone back there, have they? What have we got? Tenerife. This is a circuit I do not know at all. Probably in the previous game, for all I know, but I don't remember the track roster from the previous game. Charlie saying, did they get them right this time? Well, I haven't ridden them yet, but when we have a look, you can tell me. There was always meant to be a couple of chicanes missing, I was told. And again, I know Kevin knows all this stuff better than I do. Have I got a motorcycle license? No, I haven't. I don't ride bikes. You know, for me, it's been something I've been planning to do as a video series. Would you guys watch if I did some test bikes and did some track days on bikes and stuff like that? Would that interest you guys, seeing me get into bikes? I've done cars, done rally cars, done track cars, done tractors, but I haven't done bikes. Been on a bike, I've not done it properly. I've been taken out by a superbike rider, Pillion, around Silverstone. It was terrifying. The funny thing about bikes is when you go to a racetrack and you say to a biker, take me round, but not too quick, you know. He'll say to you, yeah, I'll go slow, mate. I'll go slow. Yeah. In bike language of slow and just normal people is a whole different language, basically. I was supposed to do a sidecar around a section of Isle of Man TT this year, which fell through. Sort of relieved, actually, because I just felt that, again, this is a track I don't know, but I did do 2 laps on this the other day to record. I was just going through all the preview elements. It's quite a cool circuit. This track with a big bike felt much better, but I will say this: the track is very wide, and I do have an issue with the width of some of these tracks and the lack of tarmac detail throughout. I can't keep with the rest of the field here. Have you noticed? They're all pulling away. Wow, my bike has not got it. Closed up a lot under braking now. Oh, no. No, lost a lot of speed there, so I've just got to be patient on this run. 2 laps. So if I'm just patient, might need a restart just to understand the braking points a bit more. You can tell we're uphill here, and this bike's got a little bit more torque maybe because it's getting up the hill nicely compared to those. It's pushing up the hill, isn't it? Staff would like to see me do some off-roading. I do have some off-roading options actually. Rally driving is the most intense thing. I mean, your eyes, they're like that when you're rally driving. You're so concentrating on what's around you, but what you need to do, you know, what gear you've got to be in, you know, a lot of clutch control. Very different to track racing, very different. You know, you're not worried about tyre temperatures and stuff like that in the same way. You're all about the feeling of the car and getting it early into an apex, you know, understanding the power and performance. Hold on, because I just concentrate a little bit on this. I don't quite know the it's Irvin. Look, Irvin's Zonka. Irvin, I'm going to beat you. I'm going to beat you, Irvin. Oh, look. Nah, not good enough. So this race has been. We haven't got a competitive bike in this race, no doubt about it. We certainly improved a lot under braking. I made a mistake, but the field spread's very high. I think if I run it again, I would probably finish somewhere in the top 3. But I don't have any more power now. Oh, just got away with that. That was more luck than judgment. No, I have no more power in this bike. Look how much more torque this bike has up the hill though. It's really pulling its way up here compared to those others. Andrew Mansions ahead of me. I'm going to be coming up on him soon, but I don't think I'll beat him before the finish. He's just round this corner. So this is going to be a track I'm going to have to come back to when I've either learned how to upgrade my bike or got a faster bike. And that's that really. Fun to explore. Obviously I've increased the difficulty just slightly, which will skew. Some of you might be beginners or something. I don't think any of you are watching. I can tell you're all well into your bikes, your bike games and your racing. But for those who are beginners, you just put it on a bit easier and you'll win everything if you want to. But I don't want it on super easy peasy every time because you just win everything and it's no challenge. So let's see, what are we doing here? Time attack. Okay, Imola. Alright. Enzo Di Dino Ferrari Imola. Okay. That's the full title. How much cash do I have? We'll continue with the bikes we have for now, and then we'll do some bike shopping when we oh yeah, I mean I haven't got. I think we should, if we look at full pro mode, the bike may come off a bit easier. Pros watching there, you know, I don't know. I mean, yes, if you hit anything at that speed, you'll be flying off your bike. Bike games are really tricky, aren't they? Getting the handling just right is always a tricky one for the developers. They have a different method and approach to it. GP bikes seems to always be popular in that regard in terms of sim. So around Imola then, track I've done plenty of laps on. It's funny, but with all these, I hate to say it, but with all these great tracks in the game, it would be great if Milestone had both cars and bikes actually, because there's so many great tracks in here that you'd want to drive with both. Tarmac detail is very limiting. I think that's something so far I've noticed in the game, that I wish there was more tyre marks and, you know, just there'd be loads of tyre marks and rubber and oil marks, all kinds of things. There's a life to a circuit. There's a circuit very much like a brand new carpet in that sense. It's almost like it's never been ridden on. Taken away from the fact that we have 60 frames per second visuals with lots of detail. way off the top times now. See if we can get any more speed out the bike on this lap. Using more of the circuit this time. Now we're going to aim for a 2 minutes 18. Let's see if we can do that. I think that's the best we can do. And now we won't manage it because we went wide there. Yes, Rossi the Game had cars. They were terrible, terrible, terrible cars. Which is amazing because it's from the studio that brought you, you know, Sebastian Loeb Rally, and you'd think that, you know, with the physics they were developing, which were getting better and better, they've had some great cars. You know, 10 years ago I was covering Superstars V8 racing, I think, give or take. They were doing cars. No more power in this bike really. That little mistake cost any improvement. We did get to the 218 then. Amazing. Flat through those next two corners. Not braking here now. I'm going to try and go as deep into this as possible. Come on, flat. Lifting, lifting, lifting. The power. We're going to leave it there because we're not going to improve any more. There, third place, 218. I don't think we're going to get much higher than that. Certainly this bike doesn't seem as competitive as some of the others. Yes, the last circuit racing game Master did was V8 Superstars Next Challenge, and I actually have a video of that on the YouTube channel. If you take a look, back in 2009, 10, something like that. Okay, let's go to the next one. What do we got here? Manicourt. It's an unusual circuit to have. Manicourt. Is it coming back to Formula 1 this year? French Grand Prix? No, of course it is. Paul Ricard is what they went with. There's not much difference between the bikes here, is there? See if there's any kind of major, not a major difference between the different bikes. Alright, let's try this then. Manicourt. Mixed race, this one. You could have some very boring French Grand Prix years ago. It was exciting when it rained. It was exciting when there was changeable conditions. Sometimes it was just awful to watch as well. So it really varied year to year. I remember there was a couple of exciting races. I think it was 99, I think. There was Harold Frentzen had a good old battle, and 97 I think it was, when Eddie Irvine made this crazy overtake on Villeneuve towards the end. If Milestone do a car game, it's Kiloton with bikes. Awful. Well, Sebastian Loeb Rally had a lot going for it. I'll say that. Sebastian Loeb Rally, the graphics and the sound weren't as good as the game itself deserved, really. And the graphics were okay. The sound was shocking. Oh, knocking around. Oh, that's me hitting the way too wide. Losing a lot of ground on the apex there. Got me on the power a bit sooner, so closing on them a bit. Into the heavy braking at the end of the straight. Challenging part of the circuit will be the back part, with a few dips and lots of undulation. Close up nicely under braking there, but look how they pull away on the fast bits. I've certainly got a lot of improvements to try and find. It's a shame the French Grand Prix didn't come back to circuit though. I dislike Paul Ricard. I just find it's a really dull circuit, and the blue lines watching it on TV, it's not pleasant at all. Now, of course, this is the new Manicourt, not the old one, of course, that I was referring to initially. This was a new section that was built onto the end of it. It was around 2008, wasn't it? At the time. Yeah, there's a slight touch on the brake there, just to roll the bike over a bit. Better. Blending the throttle nicely there. It's a struggle. Not really got a hell of a lot of performance advantage here. Haven't really got performance advantage at all. I was trying to brake later than them. Try and cut back. Couldn't brake late enough. Let's just try and perfect this bit so at least we can have a chance towards the end. Ah, down, down. On the final lap as well. So we'll have to come back to this one. That was a shame. That was a shame. I was definitely with a chance of winning that then. They're still battling with each other. So battling for sixth. I don't think I'll get any closer unless one of these guys has an off, which is unlikely with AI bikes. Oh, that's a shame. One more lap. Need another lap to get back into it. Okay, so what are we talking about? Dirt 3 we're talking about here. Dirt 3 was great. I love Dirt 3. Dirt 4, no. Dirt 4 was, a bit of a bodge job, really. So didn't really play it much. Left that to the guys Let's see. Frustrating there. That could have been a victory, but you know, just a bit overzealous. I could have given him a bit more space. Marginal, wasn't it? You're breaking on the limit. So, have I tried WRC7? Lots of content on the channel. WRC7 is a game that I loved at launch, but then they changed the handling, and then since they changed the handling, I haven't liked it as much. So, you know, and I think that's why, in a way, I wasn't. They've kept the new handling for sort of V-Rally, and I'm just not as keen on it. But we'll. The race over bit is annoying. It is a bit annoying because it comes up before you've crossed the finish line, which is a bit weird. You shouldn't do that. So let's take a look at 6th place. Oh dear. What do we got here then? Donington. All right. So the bike here is not competitive, but none of them seem to be. So when we unlock more bikes, we'll come back. Nelly liked WRC7 and V-Rally the game. There's lots to like in there. They get a hard time, and I thoroughly enjoyed WRC7. I don't like the changes to the handling, but I've well documented on that. The handling at launch for me, I loved it. I don't enjoy it as much now, and if there's a future WRC, we'll see what happens. I actually disagree with that. I think Collisions there is just saying only Monte Carlo looked good. No, other stages look good as well. I think Italy was one I enjoyed racing particularly. Right, Donington. This is where, of course, Ben Green, our racing driver man, is good round this circuit. And I said to him, this is a circuit I've never really got to grips with. In a way, I've never been a Donington guy, even though I know it well. And racing around here, look behind these guys, see if we can gain on them. Coming to the part of the circuit I really struggle on. Like understeering a bit through there. This is the part of the corner that's going to cause me the most grief, knowing how much speed you can carry through there. Just don't want to power a bit too soon. Now, which way are we going? I don't know which way we're going. Can't see on the map. But we're staying on this side. That's it. I didn't know which version of the course we were doing, so we're going to go this way. On the power, nice and early. Cheerio, chaps. Oh no. Christian is staying with me. I'm pushing hard into turn 1 as we're on the final lap. On the limit. Daniel in 2nd place there, braking for the apex. All 3 riders neck and neck on the power on the inside. And manages to take it down the hill. It's neck and neck between these 3. Anyone can win it. Rowing the bike in. Flat out through the apex. Braking a little bit, get the bike in, just about on the power, using all the curve on the exit, nearly on the grass, not quite. And coming away into the lead. Oh, I threw myself off by doing that. Don't do that. Using the analog power and performance. Taking it a little bit more carefully through that final corner then. And that's it, that's another race done. Good. A much needed win there. After a couple of challenging races, a poor result in Manicourt. We're on our way now Donington. Alright. And yes, the new bar at Paddock in Donington is great. It says Miss Head. Yes. Right. Okay, that's everything done in that one. So 7 of 15, not great. Let's go into icons. What do we got here? Oh, we got new things that have unlocked. Oh, there's lots to explore there, isn't there? Okay. Sport heritage. Let's work our way along. Let's keep it uniformed. So these races will be a bit slower, sedate. So Nürburgring section of this then. We're going to buy a bike. So the quick bike here is not. Let's go with a Triumph. Let's have a look at the showroom. Let's have a look at the showroom now. See some bike action. There we are. Look at that there. Isn't that nice? Look at those graphics. Look at that. Amazing. I mean, you can't fail to be impressed at those graphics. They are very nice. Great detail on the bike models. Whoever's been doing the bike models at Milestone, well done. Well done. Beautiful. Go on then. Spend the money. I've got 40,000 credits. Look at that. Boom. Brat tracker. Yes. Can this bike bring us back to winning ways? That's the thing, viewers. Can it do it? I could sit up, couldn't I? Be higher in the seat. Move the camera down a bit. Let's try it. So you got a little bit of steering wheel in the way, a little bit of barcode. Don't worry about that. You can still see me. Centers me in the picture more sensibly. Yeah, the bike models are really nice, aren't they? A bit of loading there, wasn't there, for the Nürburgring, not surprisingly. J. Crawl said, what did you think about Isle of Man TT? Did you play it? I played Isle of Man TT. I thoroughly enjoyed it, but the actual circuit was beautifully modelled, but it had two issues which I highlighted in our videos, and people have moaned at me about this, and we've highlighted. There were invisible bumps. When you hit those bumps, the bike would just lose it, and occasionally when you're accelerating on corners, the rear would lose traction, but once it lost traction, the bike would just crash. There's nothing you could do to save it. If they could alter those two elements and you could feel the bike a bit more in terms of wheel spin and traction on the exit, they've got a really good thing to work with there. They need a bit more in the way of career as well. It didn't have enough career mode and all that business, but modelling that behemoth was a triumph, and I think if they can do that now, you know, do remember that track is 5 times the length of the Nürburgring. go on board here. Looking in my mirrors. Look, there's a guy there. There's a guy. Lots of power on the Triumph. Look at that. Bye. Ooh, what's he doing? Alright. It's close. Okay, we're at maximum velocity. He's got more power on the straights. I remember Sterling Moss telling me when I met him a few years ago just how scary this section was. Don't do that. Okay. I'm going to have to go to another view, I think. Lost a bit of speed there, but it's okay. Well, we need to get back to winning ways. It's a terrible start. Come on, that's the speed. Into turn 1 then. As it was. As it was, not on this race obviously. Normal turn 1. Do this quick opening section. Going. I feel I need different ovals. Into ahead. On the power. Just go too much speed into that. I've got to tell you, the bikers are hard on it here, aren't they? There's the AI bikes on it. So on the power quickly there. Swept through the section. This through here would be so intense on a bike going flat out. Bikers are crazy that do this. This is of course where GT winner 3 years ago, GT Academy winner. Yeah, Mamba. Flat through the section. Lots of power. Faster. How much do we brake here? How much do we brake? Slowing. Oh. Alex Basilio. Alex, you're next. Second place. That was a shame. I was enjoying that. Didn't want it to end. Loads of room for improvement. It's funny, Star Fox says no way is that AI getting that lean angle on a cruiser. Get your knee down. Get your knee down. Right. So, get your knee down. Apologies if I do miss any of your comments, by the way. Not everything is coming up for me. I don't know why, but we're having a bit of a communication issue with Facebook. So we've had lots of comments on Facebook we haven't seen. So apologies to everybody for that. Okay, let's get stuck into this then. A bit more Brands Hatch Indy Circuit action. Notice the traction control off is the way to race, so for sure, even if you're a beginner, until you get to super fast bikes that actually have it, technology and all the rest of it. So again, I was saying about the different riding style and the braking points are different. Obviously, completely different to the street bike that you're on, and then you. Does a bit of onboard again. I'm terrible at onboards, but I am trying my best to. Kevin is really good at the onboards, so thankfully his onboards will be representative. This bike has a very different riding style to the others, obviously, but it takes a bit of getting used to in terms of how you put the power down. You almost want to be more progressive with the power, more controlling on this bike, and then let the throttle down in terms of the exit. Oh, get on Northwest 200. I will do. It's not going to be long. This stream will include a Northwest 200 run. Let's finish this section of the career. Let's see if it's in here actually. It's not. What I'll do is I'll back out then, so we can just have a look at that then. Quick modes. Going to the dealership. Okay, viewers, which bike would you like to see? I want a sports fast. Let's go for a fast bike actually. Something fast. Let's go for something really quick. Wow, look at that. Let's go for something ridiculously fast. And then we'll not sort of street bike we want, but not. Let's go for this. I mean, again, let's just take a little look at the showroom. And let's just see detail again on the bike models. I mean, I love the lighting. If you look at the lighting around the front wheel and everything, it's really nice. Really nice lighting. That is great. And you can literally see the material textures, indentations, really nice. There's no getting away from it, guys. I mean, this is like the future you're looking at there. When you're playing on your PlayStation 5, you know, you can eventually expect that to be the in-game LOD you're playing with to that extent. Developers will argue you already are, but whatever. There's always a compromise. All right. So. No, I don't want to purchase it. I want to borrow one. Hold on, let's get out of that. We don't want to purchase a bike, we want to loan a bike. Whoopsie daisy. Okay, we can't loan any bike. Right, let's just take a bike out and loan. Kawasaki Ninja. Alright, and go on, let's just do this. Some bikes are going to be locked. You'll probably have to unlock them either through the career mode or by earning lots of money to buy them. So let's select track. Let's go through, let's go back to the beginning. So Daytona. There's so many tracks in here. Wow, look at this track selection. It's epic. Here we are then. Variants. There's only one variant so far. I don't know if there's any more you can unlock. And I don't know the circuit, so this is going to be one where I'm just going to take it slowly. Have to learn the track. Learning on a stream is never easy. Never easy. But I hope you're all enjoying the streaming action today. And for whatever reason, Facebook is not communicating with me while this is loading. But if you're watching, do say hello. I did see Gabrielle asked, can you select time of day and weather for tracks? Certainly I've seen some various options. I don't think you can do it on all tracks. So we'll have to wait and see. Right, let's just close that, go back to your chat, and then we're ready to go. Alright then. So Miss Head would like Speed Triple. What bike model is that? So I don't know my bike models. And alright, here we go then. Just for you. Just for you. You're going to see me fail badly. Right, here we go then. On the power, quickly. I'm just going to follow the other bikes. Wow, so massive increase in speed compared to what I was just riding. Oh, terrible accident there. Didn't see that coming. There is a map in the bottom corner, but it doesn't stretch far enough down the road for me to see corners before the braking point. Okay, like there. Alright, I'll learn this track. Wow, what an accident. So you guys will have to tell me if this track is correct or not. Okay, it's tricky. I was looking for when the other bikes were braking, and the moment they did was over a jump. There's a little bump there. It's strange, but I'm almost still getting a... Couldn't keep it together. Got to learn the circuit, it's tricky. We are learning. This bike is super duper quick. And when you're on these bikes, you really do feel the feeling of speed, don't you? It's a whole different ball game. Look at that. 2 million miles per hour. Oh. Sorry, I will start concentrating more in a moment. as we're just having a crash fest, I'll just try it on board. Can't see the corners. The braking distances are so long that unless you know where they are, it's, you're just on it. Brake! Go on board with the helmet cam. Just, I hit the brakes every time. And just got to know where the braking point is. The map is not good. If you could zoom out on that map, because it really would help with learning the circuit. I'll tell you what will help. Hang on a moment. No, can't do anything there. I should have turned the racing line on for this track, just to give me an idea on where you brake. But it's mainly for you guys to know where the final chicane is that apparently was missing. No, it's funny actually, Star Fox just saying brake by internet. You guys tell me to brake 30 seconds after I've actually done it. That's the problem. Wow, it's a grubby bus stop at the end of the lap. Is that the chicane? Is that the chicane? I don't know. Right, we're going to back out of this for a minute, and what we're going to do is what image configuration have we got here? Okay, gamma. That's fine. Just looking at the various effects there. Oh, we do have a wind effect there as well. So I've not heard much wind effect. Let's put the wind effect up for a moment. I quite like a bit of wind effect. Just another look at that photo mode. Oh no, he's not fully there, is he? Yeah. Let's exit that. Let's continue. Okay, so they left the chicane out at the start and finish. Right, okay. I'm going to exit. I'm going to exit that, go to a circuit I know for a second. I think going to a circuit I don't know on probably one of the fastest bikes in the world probably wasn't the best way to learn the circuit. But let's do this. Right, let's just take a look at some other bikes. As you can see, there is you've got the Ulster GP in here as well. We'll take a look at that. We'll take a look at it in the rain, it's probably more authentic. Lone. God, look at the speed of some of these bikes, super quick. Unbelievable. I don't know the circuit either, but let's just do it. Let's just do it. Let's just start quick race on a fast bike. Okay, if I get the chance to ask the developers if somebody could post before we start this race, if somebody can do me a favour and just post questions that you have for the game, because these chats just get lost after the and I was sure I did Oh, I've gone and done it in the wrong place, haven't I? I'm going to have to move it. Actually, what I'm going to do, guys, after the stream, I will just pop questions in the forum. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask the developers why these chicanes aren't in there. Why, you know, if there's changes that you expected to see and didn't, I need it there because chats on YouTube, it all gets blurred and lost. I need it all in one place. Okay, here we are. It's nice authentic weather, and let's see how we get on. Let's race this crazy difficult circuit in the rain. In a moment, I'm going to take a look at the detailed graphics mode. Nah, I just wouldn't do this. It just isn't safe. No, that's no good for me. I can't do that on bike field. And that's been a pain. You went off as well. Got to learn these circuits. They're hard to learn on fast bikes. So the game will take you through learning these these tracks on much slower bikes, and then you'll know what's coming. I'm literally looking at the bike in front and determining when I should brake by trying to brake when he brakes, but it's not possible to keep up with this stage. One thing lacking though for me is tarmac detail. There's not enough tarmac detail throughout. It's should be more of a types of tarmac, a bit more patchy, a bit more life to the actual road. It's very much like a carpet. That's I've noticed this a few times on the circuit with the track texturing. This is the Ulster GP circuit. Tim Lee there on Twitch. We've actually got a Twitch viewer, our first Twitch viewer of the decade. So hard to brake for these corners. We're going to escape out of that because there's just no point on that bike until I do it with a slower bike that's a bit more representative. Let's take a look at some more tracks. So many tracks in the game. I don't know which tracks are new. Right, so select a track. Obviously, Lake Garda's new, which I've shown. I don't know any of these circuits. With Macau. Macau's new, isn't it? In this one, would you like to see Macau? What track would you guys like to see? So many tracks I don't know. Sugo's always great, of course. we've got an Isle of Man circuit here. So let's try this. Let's pick one of these bikes. And we know we've got a variable speed that's manageable. Tim Lee says Okayama. I will take a look. Nürburgring coming in. So, well, we're getting lots of tracks coming in from different sources. I will look at those tracks. Look at those tracks. You've got a nice barcode battler in your way there. It's the old Fanatic wheel. Oh, there it is. Look, there we are. So when I'm racing, you're going to see. You're going to get the good sort of helmet view. Spin that around. Once I've set it all up properly, I've made a mistake setting it up, my fault, and I will fix that. Ah, Macau isn't new, Macau at night is. Right, okay, there you go. What do I know? You know what, so many racing games, it becomes a blur. A blur. You know, I cover 50 racing games a year. About 200 circuits. Right. So we're on an Isle of Man circuit here. I don't know the circuit, so it's always a little tricky to stay on the racing line. Somehow I'm in the lead, so I'm lonely. Nice views. Okay. Don't know how fast we can go through here. Quicker than that, clearly. Oh! I thought the corner went the other way. Just a quick one, guys. Which tracks are new? I can't remember which tracks are new. Probably got it on the website. Kevin will have all the information, no doubt. He is the gatekeeper of information. It's a slower corner than I anticipated. So quite a long old lap. Views as ever coming to it. It's a blind corner, and as I say, the map doesn't show me far enough ahead what's coming, so by the time you see it on the map, if you hit the brakes, you're just going to go straight into the wall. I saw the signs there, but they're not that helpful. There's another sign, so it's a bit more helpful, I guess. And there we are, that's a lap of that circuit, so lots to learn, you know, to get yourself up to speed. And again, it's when you're on the high speed bikes, all of this is going to be super tricky. So, So there we are, that's a little bit of that circuit, and we'll exit from that, and we'll try a faster bike on a circuit I know now. So I'd like to try a super fast bike on... don't know what Saints 300cc. It's never going to look that quick. No, this is a slower bike. We will try the faster bikes again, and the faster bikes have lots of speed. Let's try a track I actually know. Well, I don't know, maybe we'll have a look at Lake Garda with a fast bike. Let's have a look at that then. With a faster bike. So let's loan a bike and let's pick something like that. And see how we get on. Again, these circuits I'm doing, I know you're seeing lots of crashing. I don't know these circuits, so it's frustrating. I like to normally practice circuits before showing you guys on streams, but as it is, we're going fresh into the game today, and we're going to explore what we have. Nordschleife. I'll show you guys a bit of Nordschleife. I'm going to do it on a cruiser. Actually, maybe I'll do it on a faster bike. Make it more fun. Okay, Lake Garda. Lake Garda. So again, nice, beautiful Lake Garda. The background looks a bit... I can't put my finger on it. It's a bit cartoony. It's a bit faded. It doesn't have a definition about it in terms of the graphical look. I'm going to try it not in performance mode as well and see what some of this looks like. See if it looks any different. So let's just start race. Again, I'll get annihilated, but let's see if we can just sort of learn some of the course. Funny that is. We're going to restart that. I'm not having that. I braked right on the sign that said the corner was coming, and yet I still didn't make it. So you've got to brake really early with these bikes. You've got to brake right on the sign to no chance. No chance. He tried to stay on there though, didn't he? One thing I do feel about this track, I'm going to say this, is that I feel the road is a bit wide. I wish the road was about a third slimmer and there was a little bit more in the way of curbs and, again, texture detail on the actual tarmac. I will point out that a lot of my learning the circuit here is because I don't use a racing line, so I learn it sort of the old-fashioned way really, and then I crash enough and learn each circuit. Just the thing for me is the braking points. It's understanding, do you brake at the sign, after the sign, and then working your way around to understand where those braking points are. Again, it's just too difficult on this bike. I'll need to come back on a on a different bike at this. So you've got to learn these tracks on a slightly slower bike before you accelerate to a top one. I'm going to try it now on Monza and see how we get on. Let's try track now. Let's try a track we know rather than learning with super fast bikes on. Let's go back to Monza. Monza at night. See Monza at night. Select bike and try the same bike, but on. Don't know what it says. You don't drive a bike. No, you ride a bike. But I'm still driving it into corners as I see it. Right. Oh, okay. Right, so that bike can't ride at night. That's interesting. Right, let's select track and let's go into Monza during the day. So some bikes then can't be ridden at certain times of day. That's interesting. Right, let's try this. And we'll see how we get on. Oh, music's just struggling a little bit with loading. Alright, let's do a track we know now and find braking points we know. Good old Monza. Where the braking points are, so we'll brake a bit early and gradually work our way up to the accelerator is really sensitive, it's very progressive, so you can feather the throttle through a corner and control it on half throttle nicely. It's just knowing the braking points really on this bike. It's a big old a little bit too soon there, but got away with it. Okay, so the braking points are a bit longer than I was expecting. The bike is quite nimble. It really does have good control on the power, and just with those through there. Oh, that was probably inevitable if you hit that bump, but I wasn't quite expecting that. So Ascari just took me out. I've not seen a crash like that at Ascari before. It's put me down to last place, so now I'm really going to have to fly to try and catch these guys. Brake way earlier than that, so we're going to brake next time around the 100-yard ball. Well, they use yards or meters at these circuits, depends on the country you're in, I guess. Meters, they'll be using meters. Braking around 150 there, so quite a bit earlier than we were on the other bikes, obviously. You're coming in at much higher speed. Oh, got the power too early there, you saw that. So you really got to wait until you line up on the exit. Any kind of power down. Good drive through the corner there. It's always very satisfying when you scoop it nicely into an apex and get on the pound nice and quickly. There's something that a bike game can give you that a car game can't in that regard. It's a tricky one there, so went on the full power too quickly then. Alright, we'll have a look at the Nürburgring in a minute. We'll finish this race and we'll have a look at that. Wow, okay, so my braking was way earlier then and way too late, so it's interesting. Hard to get on that second apex. You've got to sort of throw the bike in really early basically to some of these corners. I get a lot of understeer. Not really always able to put the bike exactly where I want it. But then every bike is so different as well. So the Triumph a moment ago was completely different obviously to something like this. There we are. So more comfortable riding on a course I actually know than a course I don't. And then we'll see how we get on. Let's have a little look at the replay. Bit of replay action. And let's take a look at this. What we'll do is we're going to be in the latter part of the stream. I'm going to... What am I going to do? I'm going to run the Nürburgring for you guys now on a Triumph or something, and then after that I'm going to take a look at the graphics mode. This is the performance mode running 60 frames per second here on the Xbox One X, but there is a... And we'll see if that sorts the shadows things out as well for you guys that really have the issue with the shadows there. Ian Bond is saying, has the game got all of them stupid challenges like the last ones? I have no idea. I have no idea. Let's take a look. I'm just having a brief moment here, and then I'll check in the chat. So guys, what do you think of the game so far? What tracks wise some of you are looking forward to seeing? Let me know. Bikes as well, I am noting them down here. If we don't do them all today, we will on nice to see the dirt on the bike there, isn't it, as well? So I'm just going to get myself set up and then we'll have a look at other stuff. Right. Now Angela on Facebook says Ride 2 was already really good, especially the triple screen, but online was a bit too lame. It's never been Milestone's strong point, some of the online options. Right, I'll be straight back. Show on the road, back into mission control, and then we'll be ready to go. Okay, let's get stuck in then. Continue. Right, so a bit of that. Okay. Track. What am I doing? What am I putting myself through? This is not a track I'm very good at. This is going to be tricky, but I will see what I can do. Taking the slower bike, obviously having not ridden it before, we're going to see how we go. Dems is saying you only need Norse life in a racing game. Well, there's a lot to learn there. For me, it's never been a circuit I've necessarily enjoyed. It's I prefer, you know, for me, like Brands Hatch GP circuit is a circuit I love. You know, I've done that millions of laps. I love that track. But this is a different challenge, a bit like the Isle of Man. It's a different challenge. So, Nürburgring. See how we're going to get on here. Okay. James is saying, have you got GT Sport? I have. I'll be testing GT Sport next week on the Fanatic wheel, which is sitting in front of me here. Fine. There we go. Then let's concentrate. Okay, so round this early part of the track then. As you'd expect, I noticed earlier here that braking at this point was slightly heavier than I... Ooh, that was close. It's very different to driving it in the car, because your braking points are very different. The way you speed through the corners, get on the power. Oops, got away with it. Hi Kevin, here to rescue me. Looking forward to your onboard races and seeing what you can do. Now, I'll gradually just try and close on these guys if I can. This bike doesn't have the straight line power, but we saw earlier it's good up a hill and it's good with late braking. Slower needed there than I expected. This bike is letting me get away with a little bit more in the way of mistakes than the big powerful super bikes. Closing on these guys, am I? Field spread is quite high. So far so good then. Again though, I've mentioned the track markings. The track doesn't look as detailed. There is some graffiti and stuff like that on the track and markings, but still, it's still a little bit green looking. Better than other circuits, so. They've got this single dab of tyre marks that's been sort of repeated around the circuit. I mean, it's kind of off-putting because it's in sort of strange places. Getting my elbow down, believe it. Elbow is down, flat out, pushing hard down the back straight. I can tell you, if you were on a bike like this, going around the circuit, it feels an awful lot more intense. I've got no more power. We've got Jimmy Broadbent in the room as well. This is Norse Life. This is your home. Home from home. It's not my home. I've never been any good at this circuit, but I'm going to. I can't close on these guys. This bike doesn't have the power. And what's the best way to take the corkscrew on a bike? I'd love to know. Do you take it on the inside like that, or do you just go around the outside? I'd love to know that. Now it's onto the part of the circuit I really can't remember very well, but it's okay. So don't be hitting the button there. A little bit more. Hit the bump there. It's quite negative on the bike. Okay, working our way through, and so I will try this with a faster bike in a moment, and then you guys can watch me fail and fall off every corner. I always find this corner to be one of the trickiest. It's right near the end of the lap, and if you don't get the car in normally correctly, it does spit you out horribly, and then you're sort of nervous through this final ever extending corner, and if you get it wrong, you just end up on the outside. You sort of blend the throttle, get yourself flat out. Oh, I had to concentrate there for a moment. It's a while since I've done this lap, but it's all in the mind. It's all in the mind. It's hidden in there, and that's it. You can just casually relax now. You know, have a cup of tea, enjoy the view. It's nice. Finish the tea, still enjoy the view. It won't be like this on the faster bike. And going around. So that's been a nice look at the Nordschleife. Wasn't that nice and calm? It's like Sabine Schmitz taking you around in a van. Oh, we've got laps 2 of 3 now. We're not going to do 3 laps. We're going to leave it there, and we're going to try it with a faster bike. Let's try that then. Let's see how we get on now. So now we're going to do Nordschleife with a faster bike. See how we get on. Will the bike flip for no reason? No, that's Isle of Man. Let's see, select bike, so we're going to loan one. I'm going to pick a different bike though. What do we got here? Got a fast BMW. Let's see, Yamaha. What do we got here? Triumph. Obviously this is the loan collection. Milestone concept bike. Alright, let's try this then. Okay, so let's do this. Let's just go into select track. There's options. I'm just going to reduce it down to. Oh, you can't do less than 3 laps. So a race has to be 3 laps of the Nordschleife. It's going to be an endurance challenge then. All right, let's do a quick race. See how we get on. So let's see now. Which are saying F50 coming to Gran Turismo. Yep, I'll have a go on it next week. I haven't played Gran Turismo for ages, so I need to get back onto GT Sport, have a quick run on that, and of course run a bit of Formula One as well. So we'll be doing a bit of that on the wheel here. And let's see. On Twitch, Suhu, how do you like this game? Considering purchasing it, I'm waiting till Kevin's review as to, because he's gone into the game a lot more in depth and break it down in terms of if you already own a ride game as well. So let's get comfortable now. For speed, I have the need to just not crash. All right, let's do this. Let's do this, guys. See how hard this is. I don't know where the braking points are. Maybe got taken out in turn 1 there. Speed. Wow. Let's slow down a bit there just to give a bit of space. It's getting a little bit tricky. Okay, so I'm quite a lot quicker than those guys on this difficulty setting. Let's fight the circuit. Okay, so there was more speed there and that put me on the wrong line, so I'm not as keen on the bike sound of this. Oh. Keen on the bike sound of this milestone bike. Certainly better sounding bikes than this. Maybe it's meant to be partially sort of a hybrid bike or something. Speed. Oh, just kept away from the barrier there. That was a bit close. That was overdoing it a bit there, wasn't I? So braking a bit earlier for that corner. Finding the braking points occasionally is tricky because it's not about understanding the line this bike's got to take compared to the last one I was riding, which was obviously much slower. Lots of power. Just about keeping it together there. It's very responsive on the throttle. I do have traction control off now, so it does make a difference. Right on my way there. It's responsive, certainly tricky, it keeps you on your toes. I look forward to when you experts We'll around the Nordschleife show what you can do on here. Not having a cup of tea while doing it this time. 10th speed, I'm on completely the wrong side of the track. Nah, wasn't ready for that corner at all. Took him out. So it's those tricky corners really that you want to take sort of nearly flat but not quite, where you're, if you go too slow you can just stay on it and be boring, but I'm trying to actually understand the speed. Now these bikes are all going through the corkscrew. I didn't know if bikes should go around the outside or... If you're wondering, I come completely off the power when I go on the grass, and I hope for the best. If the guy falls off his bike, he falls off his bike basically. Oh, that was a bit of a surprise. That corner snatched the front wheel away. Don't touch that curb. Rear curb caught me there. Curbs are really bad for this bike around these sections. Takes a bit more concentration actually, this one. Corner's always such a pain, isn't it? Even when you know it, it's didn't get that right at all. Oh, a learning experience, I have to say. This is a learning experience, but a good challenge on this bike. There's a lot to learn in terms of curbs though. Some curbs really don't like the bike and the bike doesn't like the curbs. So here we are then, pushing hard. 11th place, Alex Basilio ahead. Good game designer of course, the MotoGP series for a few years. The other bikes are really, the AI is quick under braking. AI having a crash there, that's interesting. I always like little details like that. To get a good exit through there. Over through that corner this time. See if we can get these corners right. Oh! Unexpected crash there. Wow, okay, don't know what caused that. That was a bit of a mystery incident. That's a shame, I was on for a much better lap then. That was some kind of rear traction loss. Bike came out from under me. It's completely thrown me now. I'm enjoying the challenge of this bike on this circuit actually. It is a lot of fun. I'm actually enjoying myself on a Nordschleife for once. Oh, taken out. Taken out. Scum. Okay, so can get the bike straightened up quite as I'd like there. Okay, let's concentrate for the rest. It kind of really, it's amazing when something like that happens, like that freaky crash earlier, it sort of disrupts your flow. It kind of makes me think about the real riders and drivers, you know, when something breaks on the car or the bike or car crashes for no reason and you don't know why. It's really tense. Lifting a bit this time. So it's on the limit there, wasn't it? So better this time. I was trying to avoid those guys then, but it's right in the way on the racing line. Brake too much on the grass. These bikes are don't touch this curb. Oh no! Just can't get through there without the AI constantly bashing me. Oh, AI every time. Strange. Sometimes they're really quick out of corners. Sometimes it's way slower than that. It's very strange. Okay, let's do this now. Let's see if we can get past them on a twisty and straight bit or something. Through the twisty bits. So slow, you've got to be on the sort of progressive on that exit. Okay, that was a bit close, but we made it. We made it. See them mentioned their next milestone game will be called Clay. Oh! Oh goodness, I hit a bump but managed to get away with that. I shouldn't be reading comments while racing this bike, I have to say. It's, alright, let's try one last lap to finish this race. And then we've done a good deal. I'm going to have a quick look then at the detail mode. Same guy just keeps getting in my way. It's funny, I catch up with him from miles behind and then he just sort of stays with me for a bit. If we can pull away a bit now. Let's see if that same instant happens. Oh, I've lost it. It's the bike there. We were leaning quite a lot. Lean angle was quite high. Let's take it, let's take it. No, I did it again. Wow, okay. So you can't take that at full speed. It's interesting. That wrong, didn't I? Went out wide. Okay. Learning it bit by bit, a bit of Nordschleife action on ride 3. I'm talking and biking at the same time, that doesn't work for me. This is challenge. Oh! Offline, I'm getting tired now. I've been streaming now for a few hours and I'm getting a bit tired. I'm going to jump off this. So I hope you've enjoyed a little bit of that there. I'm going to, let's take a look at some of your comments. So we've had bit of chat in the room here. What's everybody talking about? Yeah, they don't have the budget to compete. I mean, Forza Horizon is like a massive game, first party Microsoft. Nobody externally could compete with that. I think also when you're looking at Gran Turismo and you're looking at Forza Motorsport, these are first party titles developed by Sony and Microsoft with lots and lots of money. The technology they have is always better than other games developers who have to develop it and convert their games to multi-formats. Sony and Microsoft don't have to do that. Obviously it runs on the PC, but it's not a conversion as such. Right, let's see what we can do then. How do we change the image configuration? Let's see. Oh, I see. Right, okay. Information. Yeah, it's all right. No, no. No. Okay. So, graphics mode is now high resolution graphics mode. So, let's take a look at that and see how it changes things. Quick mode. And we'll just have a look at something else. Macau is only available at night. I don't know some of these tracks at all. That's the problem. Don't want to ride too many tracks I don't know until I actually learn them. The snake. Look at that. It's going to be tricky. Oh, go on. Let's have a go at this then. We'll just choose a casual bike. Not too much speed. So now we've changed the graphics mode. I will have a look at the Supermoto. We'll finish on the Supermoto show. I think you've got to unlock it. So that's the thing there, guys. So I hope you liked a little bit of Nürburgring. I put myself through that hell earlier. And let's see what else. What a chat we've got him in the room as well. So obviously, it's been quite busy in the chat, hasn't it? It's on my different chats across different things now with the restream. Kevin says the 675 should be rapid. Oh, I've missed loads of comments here. Great, let's proceed with this. So we'll just take a look at this, and then we will see what we can see. Oh, it says loaded is the game in the room. How strange. Right, let's just change that quickly before we start this. Let's change that, and then we'll be ready to go. No, it won't accept the game title. Maybe because it's not out yet. It doesn't like the no. Let's try one more time and then we will crack on. Well, there it is. Coming up now. There we are. Right. Quick look at Snake just on the graphics mode. So we have the 30 frames per second update now. I'm going to pause it there so I can see your chats, because I will not be able to ride this circuit and see. So you just instantly see the drop in frame rate, which is quite significant. Looking at it. Well, for me, I couldn't play it like this. I mean, I'm all about 60 frames What I'm really interested though is in the shadows. See if they're more apparent. The roads are very wide, aren't they? I mean, that is something else as well. I wish the roads weren't so wide, because they lose an authenticity for me. They don't need to be that wide. It doesn't make the game easier. Look at that. So wide. Pushing hard into the corners. No, not really. Let's go on bike. Concentration required on the bike. So for me personally, I'm all about the 60 frames per second mode. I mean, there is more detail here when you look at it. I mean, obviously there's some lighting and stuff like that. And, you know, I think if you're doing photo mode, do it in a high res mode, and there'll be some more detail there to look at. I mean, you can see the detail on the model there. You know, it's really significant. You know, in terms of the LOD that they're using, really nice. You can get your effects. That you want. Man doing his thing, and we'll exit photo mode, and we'll exit that as well, and we'll look at some of the. I don't think I've unlocked the off-road stuff, because there seems to be some really sort of proper off-road tracks, but it seems like we've got the super moto street tracks I think are available. So we'll take a look at those. And after this, I'm going to finish the stream. Let's get out of this. Let's get into image configuration. I'm going to have my high frame rate back. Thank you. For me, it's a world better. Let's go back into the career. And Runa's just saying, is this an early access game? Sort of. If you buy it on digitally, you know, on the Xbox and PlayStation today, you can have it today. Let's see, let's try a bit of this then. This is all we have in terms of this section. These circuits look jolly challenging. Alright, let's do this then. Let's do this. This bike seems to be the one. Try a bit of this then. Yes, go on then. Add it to the collection. So, now we look at the bike. There it is. Powerful bit of machinery. In the house. Let's have a look. Actually, no, it's not that powerful compared to what we've been riding, is it? It's more agility. Let's take a look. One thing that does need to be powerful is your legs, though. Your core strength in riding some of these. Amazing what the riders do. Oh, I'm pretty tired now. I have to say it's been a long old stream today. I hope you've all enjoyed the stream. I'm fading a bit now. It's been a long day, a lot of streaming, and we will have more content to come in the coming days. I'm gonna put it on the forum as well. Right, let's try this then. Let's do this. Oh, 60. Oh, look, we've got a bit of off-road there. Alright then, let's see how we get on. I'm going to get knocked off my bike in the next 2 seconds. There we go. Lots of jostling for position. Look at that guy there. How Larry is he? Larry. Oh. So we're not going to get to the off-road segment, I'm afraid, yet. It's not been unlocked. I mean, there is so much still to discover that we've not unlocked here today. So many tracks, so many bikes. I just want to beat that guy because he's so Larry. He caught me then though. Oh, that's difficult. Look at that though, they're all in front of you. Well, that was hard going. I have to admit, that was exhausting. Twisty little circuits. I couldn't get my head around it. I was getting my head around traction at one point, but not braking. That's the bit I'm stuck on there. We will come back to that. Look at, goodness me, look at that track. It looks so complex. Wow. Okay. Absolutely. This will be the last track, the last race, guys. Frank Zappa is building a statue in my honour in Canada. I'm a humble giant. Thank you. I am a giant. Alright, let's see. Here we go then. I'm exhausted, but I've got to do this. Didn't sleep very well last night. Woke up today. I just felt tired all day. Goodness. So, bike games then. we're going to play this a fair bit more, then we'll, obviously Kevin's doing the review. Ooh, that was very lucky. Better concentrate. So the method here seems to be, it's about getting on the power really early, really light on the throttle. Oh, goodness me. Talk about Mickey Mouse circuit. It's, oh, wow, okay. I don't know where the circuit goes. It's very hard to sort of follow it around. Give me a nudge, I'll give him a nudge. Challenging. Trouble is, when you go really slowly, the bike sort of oversteers a little bit, and that's the bit I'm finding challenging. Yeah, what I'm finding difficult there is the when you go slow to a certain point, the bike sort of oversteers through the corners, if you know what I mean. You know, it wobbles around a bit. So it said race was over before I got to the finish line, which was that was concentration, but okay, we learned a bit there, didn't we? From the first race, we sort of struggled on. It was so sort of swiggly, you know. At least that track you could open up a bit in terms of the throttle. Okay, so let's have a little look at the replay just to finish off there. I like that Star Fox Mount Allen, indeed. Man Mountain. That's why I'm always so tall when I interview everybody. If you've ever seen it, it's giant next to people. Oh, I was just going to say I certainly look better in the Oh, in the replay, but these sections are so tricky, aren't they? But I do look forward to seeing experts playing some of this when they practice and learn these circuits. They look very authentic, rather than my constant wobbling around. Head down there. You know, they've given the bikes a fair amount of they can have some solid connections in this mode. I think it's important that they did. I think if you were touching riders and falling off on every corner, it would be no fun at all. There is one issue to do with the white line on the track surface is on top of your bike in the corners, I noticed. Like a ghost line. Something someone will need to sort out. You can see it there. Better this time, but still. Yeah, you see the white line through the bike, which is a bit strange. Still oversteering through there, but keeping on the bike this time. Now, the Motor Freak's saying, I can only imagine what an online session in Ride would be. I mean, an online session on these bikes. Can you imagine it? Wow. It's almost impossible not to crash into each other. It's just... they're wobbling around like that. I mean, it's just going to be crazy. Madness. There is dirt sections on the tracks which I haven't unlocked yet. So let's just exit that and continue. And we'll just see where we are. And we're just going to back out of that. Career. So this is the section that's unlocked so far. And then after that you've got these sections here to unlock, these races, and then these races, and then these races, and then these races. They're going to get longer and longer, and then these. I mean, look at that, 268 in that. Oh goodness me, these series are going to get so long. This is your lifetime to get to the grand final. Wow. Wow. I mean, when you look at the unlocking conditions there, and I've got 28, so there's a long way to go. And you've got a riding school as well there. So that's it for now, and I think that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed the Ride stream, viewers. It's been some good action. We've explored some of the new circuits, we've explored some of the new bikes, we've seen wet weather, daytime, nighttime, we've seen about all of it, and of course we'll have a look more on future streams at sort of physics and turning assists on and off, and stuff like that. It's epic. I mean, the amount of stuff in here, tracks, bikes, I mean, challenges, livery editor. We haven't even looked at the livery editor. I mean, wow. Proper livery editor as well. Oh, might not be set up yet because we've got the game early, but loads to look at. I mean, wow. I'm not even, you know what, I'm not going to go into that right now. We're gonna back out of all that because it's just epic. So lots to see, lots to do. The question's going to be, once we've tested all the different bikes and the different surfaces and the different conditions, then we'll have a bit more analysis in terms of what's the handling really like, and is it any good? Is it too rigid, or does the bike move enough? There's lots still to look at. Some tracks for me are a bit wide. Some bikes lack a sense of speed. And you say, well, slower bikes not as fast. Yeah, not as fast, but just they feel quicker when you're on them. So that's that. But anyway, that's it for now, viewers. Hope you've enjoyed this stream, and there'll be more from me very soon.